As I'm sure you all are aware, Georgia sports teams have been an absolute disappointment the last couple of years. Living in Georgia, it's really tough to root for your hometown sports team. However, ever since the day I was born, I've been following the Braves, the Falcons, and even the Georgia Bulldogs for as long as I can remember. And I've always been watching every single game. But not only have just one or two of these teams found a way to crumble in the past couple of years, but all three of them have absolutely just been jokes. So the Georgia Bulldogs were head coached by Kirby Smart going into the 2018 National Championship. The starting quarterback at the time for the Alabama Crimson Tide was Jalen Hurd. The first half of this game was absolutely amazing. Georgia Bulldogs held Jalen Hurd to just 3 of 8 passing for 21 yards, which is absolutely unheard of. Then at halftime, Nick Saban pulled his starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and pulled Jalen Hurts and put in Tua Tagovailoa. Tua went on to absolutely dissect the Georgia defense and destroy the dreams of Georgia fans, all the way until the point where the game was tied at the end of regulation. Sure enough, going into overtime, Georgia had Alabama second down and 26. One more stop, they have to punt. But no, they throw a 44-yard touchdown pass caught by Jerry Jeudy, and the game is over. The Atlanta Braves were leading the National League Division Series 2-1 and were leading in the 8th inning in St. Louis before dropping that game. So the series was tied 2-2 in a best of 5. So just 2 years, 8 months, and 3 days after the Falcons managed to lose in dramatic fashion in the Super Bowl, the Braves managed to pull off a similar self-implosion. The series was, again, tied 2-2. Game 5 was in Atlanta, which usually is a huge advantage. Of course, not for a Georgia sports team. St. Louis went on to break records, putting in the most runs in one inning in postseason history, scoring 10 runs in just the first inning of the game, which really ended the game before it even started. The final score of this embarrassment turned out to be 13-1, and the Braves have been absolutely demolished on their home turf. Moving on to the next team, the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sure you guys were aware they were in the Super Bowl 2016, and they, again, like Georgia, absolutely dominated the first half of the game. 21-3 at halftime. Then they go on to score again in the third quarter, and it's now 28-3. But somehow they found a way to squander one of the biggest Super Bowl leads really in history. 25 points. Falcons were sitting on a 25-point lead with 23 minutes left to go, and really no sign of slowing down until, of course, the curse came to life to allow the Patriots back into the game. There were insane catches, lucky plays. It seemed like everything was going the Patriots' way. The Falcons could not move the ball. They couldn't do anything. And, of course, as you guys know, New England would tie the game at the end of regulation, 28-28. So overtime, New England wins the toss. They get the ball, drive all the way down, and score in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The whole entire 60 minutes of the game, the Falcons were ahead. 2 minutes of overtime, Falcons lose the game. All things taken into consideration in recent years, the state of Georgia has had an unlucky run at many titles or playoff hopes. If we disclude Atlanta United, the state of Georgia hasn't had a championship on their soil since 1995, back when the Braves were absolutely dominating baseball. If Georgia sports teams wouldn't make it so close to the championship every time and come up short, I wouldn't think it was cursed. But because of how far they get and how short they come, I feel like Georgia sports teams will forever be a disappointment and will remain cursed for the near future.